that how are doing. So just with the talk of the army, and the navy and the air corps and the Irish Defence Forces. As you know, it's not looking too good. Let's put it that way. It's not looking too good. It looked alright for a while. Now it's getting even bad. Worse again. As you see with the navy ships, especially in the navy, they can't maintain the ships. They can't, patrol the Irish territories, Irish territorial waters. So people bringing in drugs and everything like that really has not really much. There's a few ships, but there's 3 ships docked in the port because don't have the manpower to run them. And I have to say this, and I'm saying this about when I said this in the tweet when Michael Collins' anniversary. Was on he was the first commander in chief of the army, the National Army, which is now the Irish Army. And Michael D. Higgins now, it's the president's role to be commander in chief of the army. And that's Mikey D. Higgins, and obviously he's fucking useless. And that's just putting it in a nice way. I could say it in a worse way. But yeah. Mikey D. Higgins, he's sitting up in the hours. He's not really doing much, let's be honest. He's not really doing much for the army. He's not doing much for anybody in the army. He obviously, he's supposed to be a figurehead, but I'm sure the Gardaí has some kind of say in the Defence Forces. I'm sure the Gardaí can speak. And he can use his voice. Again, he won't do it. As people are saying, there's loads of people unemployed, if they give the army proper wages, people might join the army. But yeah, you see in the United Kingdom, in the Royal Navy, people who join the Royal Navy, they get a big enough salary, very big salary. And also they get free childcare, which is obviously showing them respect. It's showing them a bit of respect. In this country, you could work all your life in the Defence Force. You could get shot in the leg and the arm, and take about 60 bullets to your chest. And you could be still alive, you could be in the wheelchair. And this government will just treat you badly. Just take your service for granted. Same with the Defence Forces and the army and everything. We know when there was flooding at the Shannon, the army was called out and they were putting up sandbags. They had to do extra hours, and they got €1 an hour. Take away from tax, it was €1 and 75 cents or something like that for an hour, for extra hours work. And that's before tax, so obviously they got less than €1 for it. For them few hours, so probably about 5 or 6 euros that's good they got out of it. Extra. And again, Mikey D. Higgins never said anything about it. There's a lot more too. There's a lot, I could go on, but the Air Corps too. How they haven't got the pilots, haven't got the crew to man the aircrafts and everything. Just goes to show it really isn't a mess, and Michael D. Higgins is not the person to be in command in chief of the army. Again, he spoke about it before. When the time he spoke about it, I was like, oh great, finally he might do something. He might say, but he only spoke about it. He never went and said, to the government, what, do something about it, or I get rid of you. To the Minister for Defence. But apparently, again, he doesn't have the balls to do it. Again, he's the head of the army. He should take the full blame off it, because I'm sure the Gardaí might be a figurehead for the Irish state. But at the end of the day, he is commander-in-chief of the army. I'm sure the fuck he has to say in the army. I'm sure the Gardaí just doesn't be commander-in-chief of the army, just sits around and does nothing. But anyway, he does that anyway, and he gets a big salary out of it. But anyway, he probably gets a salary for commander-in-chief of the army. Wouldn't in this country, he probably would get a big salary for that. But again, I'm just saying to him, if he has any decency, because these men risk their lives, sitting up in the hours, drinking tea, sitting around in your big fat house, where you're getting paychecks every week from the state, and then getting from proud being a landlord and everything like that. I think it would benefit Mikey D. Higgins to put pressure on the government to give the army a proper wage. My God. When these people put their lives on the line, and you often wonder, why should they? Why would they bother? For tuppence, why would they do it? Because they love their country and they want to serve their country, and this government just wants to make litter of them. Again, it do no harm if we put half the government into the army. It might teach them a lesson, might give them some how to put it, might give them a realisation that, they have to treat people fairly, they have to treat people alright. But yeah, instead of giving themselves giving themselves extra wages and everything like that. But anyway, this government will never learn. Thank you.